What's up, you guys? I'm Tony Metro. The breaking news today, the St. Louis Cardinals have acquired Nolan Arenado. Okay, so this one completely came out of nowhere. I did not see this coming. Just yesterday, it was reported by Jon Heyman that the Cardinals and the Rockies were discussing a potential deal for Nolan Arenado. But even just today, Jon Heyman said that a deal wasn't close. However, it's now been reported that the Cardinals and Rockies have agreed to a deal that will send Nolan Arenado to the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, unfortunately, all the details haven't been revealed. The trade is still being reviewed by the Players Union and Major League Baseball. But what we do know is that the Cardinals will be sending a group of 4 players or more back to Colorado, and the Rockies will be sending $50 million toward Arenado's contract. And when discussing a trade for Arenado, that was one of the biggest holdups for most teams. We don't know the players going back to Colorado yet, but what a deal for the Cardinals. Arenado has 6 years and $209 million remaining on his contract, and the Rockies are going to send $50 million toward that deal for the Cardinals. We all know the accolades that Arenado has. He's won 8 consecutive Gold Gloves and is consistently one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball. And with a weak National League Central, the Cardinals have without a doubt put themselves as the team to beat in that division. So let's run through the Cardinals lineup and see how they stack up with the rest of the National League. At catcher, it's still a bit of a question mark. Yadier Molina is still a free agent, though I do expect him to re-sign with the team. At first base, they have Paul Goldschmidt. At second base, they have Tommy Edman. At shortstop, they have Paul DeJong. And at third base, they now have Nolan Arenado. In left field, top prospect Dylan Carlson is ready to take the reins for the team. In center field, they have defensive whiz Harrison Bader. And in right field, they have Dexter Fowler. So with the exception of catcher, going up and down that lineup, there are almost no holes. The Cardinals have an impressive mix of contact hitters, power hitters, speed guys, and they play tremendous defense in the field. And it only got better by adding Nolan Arenado to that lineup. Taking a look at their starting rotation, they have Adam Wainwright, who just got re-signed by the team this week. They have Jack Flaherty, who's ready to emerge as one of the best starting pitchers in baseball. They have Kwang Kim, who had an amazing first season in the MLB last year. Carlos Martinez, who, if he puts it all together, could really become a great starting pitcher. In addition to Miles Michaelis and Austin Gomber. I gotta say, I made a few different videos about Mets trade proposals for Nolan Arenado, but I knew it was a pipe dream. It seemed like his contract would hinder any kind of deal that the Mets could have made for him. The fact that the Rockies are going to kick in $50 million on this trade is just unbelievable to me. It's also been reported that Arenado will defer some of the money on this contract, which again is going to soften the blow for the Cardinals' luxury tax. Now, there are some concerns about Nolan Arenado. He still has 6 years and $149 million, which is not a light tab to pay. He's also now age 30 and will be getting paid through his age 37 season. And lastly, the home and road splits for any player on the Rockies is always something that a team has to be conscious of. That being said, I still think Nolan Arenado is one of the best players in Major League Baseball, and I fully expect him to have at least 4 to 5 more solid seasons. Without even knowing the players going back to the Rockies, I gotta give this trade an A+ for the Cardinals. The Cardinals laid low in the weeds this entire offseason, and in a division where it seems everyone is getting weaker, the Cardinals just took a huge jump forward. As for the Colorado Rockies, what is there to say? It's unfortunate that the team couldn't retain one of the best players in Major League Baseball. And it feels eerily similar to what happened with the Rockies and Troy Tulowitzki a few years ago. Unless the Rockies are getting some top prospects back from the Cardinals, it's really going to be a crusher for that fan base and that franchise. We've heard that the Rockies' intent of trading Arenado was largely because they want to extend shortstop Trevor Story. But after watching how this all just played out with Arenado, is Trevor Story really interested in signing a long-term deal with the Rockies? That's not for me to decide, but I gotta say, it wouldn't make me feel too good. On the other hand, there's a loaded shortstop free agent class next offseason, and maybe Story would be better to get a long-term extension now with the Rockies as opposed to going to free agency. I will say the Cardinals are definitely not one of my favorite teams, but I'm really happy that Arenado is not going to the Dodgers. We'd heard earlier in the offseason and last year that the Dodgers would love to acquire Nolan Arenado. Personally, I feel like that would have been one of the worst things, not just for the Rockies and the Mets, but for Major League Baseball as well. Had the Rockies traded one of the premier superstars in baseball to an in-division rival, it really would have been upsetting to me. Number one, because I hate the Dodgers. And number two, it would have been a shame to see another superstar player go to the Dodgers and watch him beat up on his former team 19 times a year. It looks to me like the Rockies are now destined to finish last place in the National League West. You have the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants had a good year last year, and the Diamondbacks should have a bounce back year in 2021. The Rockies have almost no good starting pitching, and their lineup was just depleted of its best hitter. So what do you guys think? Do the Cardinals now have one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball? Are the Cardinals the team to beat in the National League Central? And should the Rockies look to extend Trevor Story or possibly trade him now? If you haven't watched my latest video of the Mets trading Steven Matz to the Toronto Blue Jays, be sure to watch that next. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all of the latest MLB offseason news.